During these extraordinary times, are you seeking friends and collaborators, like-minded, brilliant, beautiful souls who want to be a part of creating the new earth? Here is the answer. Welcome to Soul Search. Soul Search is the high-frequency global online destination for spirituality and consciousness. This is a multi-dimensional community for spiritual seekers, healers, teachers, and guides for the global awakening. With Soul Search, the spiritual seeker can easily search for and connect with healing modalities, spiritual teachings, practices, and practitioners. Within the Soul Search community, you can join groups or take courses for your spiritual journey. With Soul Search, you are part of an inclusive, growing global community for consciousness. For spiritually conscious practitioners, Soul Search connects you to a global audience seeking your services. Post client reviews, articles, videos, photos, and audio. You can create secure and private online communities for your groups and clients. Be a part of an awakening community for spirituality where you can collaborate and connect with practitioners and seekers. Whether you are a spiritual seeker, healer, or just curious, join soulsearch.io today.
Really honored to introduce my good friend, partner, collaborator, visionary, someone who has her finger on the pulse of this movement, of this community. And I'm sorry to say, Tangela, long before you were on the scene, Deborah was networking and doing her Harmony Festival and creating the foundation for what we have today. She really built something it's like laying the groundwork for where we are, like now 30 years later from the Harmony Festival. So we're the inheritors of what the seeds that Deborah has planted, and that now finally she's coming out and sharing. She's always been on the scene networking, but I'm so happy she's like out in front now, not just behind the scenes, but out in front, sharing her Ascension tips, her knowledge on Ascension, because we need to be educated in what's possible for human beings. And Deborah, more than anyone I know, has been tracking it. So Deborah Giusti, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Tangela. Honoring to Neil. So happy to be here. So important when we gather like this and continue to spread the information and the knowledge, the new knowledge that's coming in, and the love, because that's the most important thing. And yeah, I've been really passionate about Ascension, I would say my whole life. And it's really escalated at the 2012 shift, when it really grounded and I really understood the larger picture of why we were all here and what Ascension really meant. And then at 2020, everything shifted again and we experienced a rapid transition. It initiated the age of Aquarius and brought a time of accelerated personal and planetary ascension. And we all continue to experience unprecedented planetary shifts, upheavals in our society. And these shifts are designed to bring up hidden truths in our society, and they've triggered a global healing crisis. And so this has happened on the planetary level, but as above, so below. This is happening on the inside too. So we've all been triggered to a mass accelerated ascension process. And so this is what's inspiring us now. So it's a very magical and very special time. And especially because a lot of us who have incarnated now have come specifically for these times. And a lot of us are coming together and seeing each other and recognizing each other and knowing each other. And that's a really important part of the ascension process as well, is all of us working together on this. So I want to define what I mean by ascension so we can all be on the same page of what I'm talking about. So ascension is the accelerated spiritual process that's taking place on the planet now. And this is through all planetary life forms. And it's a specific cosmic evolutionary cycle that we're going through. So what we're experiencing is a step-by-step process that's initiated by spiritual awakening and it results in an up-leveling into higher dimensional existence and quantum consciousness. So this happens through a gradual healing and clearing of dense trauma, ancestral patterning, the activation of the light body, and you begin to evolve into fifth dimensional frequencies, and you cultivate a clear connection with your higher self, and you experience soul embodiment. And this outcome is what brings in a state of oneness of cosmic consciousness. So this is what we're going towards with Ascension. So with planetary ascension, what I mean is this is a special opportunity on the planet right now that hasn't happened in a long time. Previously, in previous cycles, we've had individual ascensions, and that's what we can see in the ascension of Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Saint Germain, who ascended individually. But now at this unprecedented time is a time where we can ascend together. This is what's been predicted in so many ways through so many religions. And there's a collective power when we unify and evolve together. So this planetary ascension is the global collective consciousness awakening. And it's like popcorn. You know, the first wavers pop, pop, pop all over the planet. And now as it quickens, pop, 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 pop. And now the awakening is pop, 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 all inspiring each other. And so we're rising together higher and higher. And this is inspired through the heart openings, because the heart is the portal to this. And the world feels called to transform all the dysfunction that we see, which is going to happen like waves, transmute ego-driven behavioral patterns. And now, then more than ever, humanity is embracing multidimensional realities. We're using our intuitive and psychic ability. We're activating and spreading the frequency of love. There's more and more consciousness coming through. And these are all vital steps of the ascension process. So the ascension process, everyone goes through similar stages, although everyone's on their own personal journey. We are all on our own mystical, magical journey, led by the higher self and supported by each other, by our soul tribe. And so for me, if I ever want to accomplish anything and go anywhere, I like to have a good roadmap. And I work with coaches and wisdom teaching so I can successfully go where I'm planning to go and really land there and be fully successful in my experience here. So I've figured a lot of my soul tribe and a lot of humanity don't really understand all this that's happening to them and the planet in terms of ascension. So I wanted to create the Ascension Tips. Really simple. It's a simple blueprint to support your journey on ascension, because things have to be simple these days. Everything's so complex. If we can just understand where we're going and then adapt it to how we want to create in our lives, it's really helpful. So I created the Ascension Tips. I've just released my new version of it. It's something that's going to continue to evolve because our ascension journey is continuing to evolve. But right now there's 88 tips and in 4 different categories. So the first category is awakening, which gives you the guidance for beginning your ascension journey. The second section is transmutation, and that is supportive wisdom for the most alchemical transformations in your life. The third one is embodiment, and that's where you experience complete embodiment of the ascension process. And the fourth one is the divine human in the new earth. So that's when you really become the divine human, which we are all evolving towards in the new earth, which are all in process of creating. So I have created these Ascension Tips so you can actually download them for free on ascensionnow.org. I'm going to post that in the chat room because a lot of times people like to download them right away so they can go with me, because I'm going to go over some of the Ascension Tips together. But they're free. You just go there, download them, and you have them. I am going to create a more developed print book as well. So realize this is a whole overview of this ascension as we understand it now. And it's going to seem like a lot, But this is not a race. Everyone's on their own journey. Everything that happens to you is totally perfect, and we're all going to get there. So I'm going to go over some of the Ascension tips. I'm going to go over 10 of them in a brief way and realize every tip is a whole experience and something you want to embrace and really go through. Some of you that have been on the path for a long time, in the first section, you'll just go check, 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 because you've all been through that. You understand it. And then as we get towards the embodiment in the new earth, that's going to be something that you're going to go, oh, yeah, that's what I'm looking towards. But all of them are important. And I'm just going to go through 10 of them and realize there's 22 more in those sections that you'll be able to see when you download the Ascension tips. And so the first one is the awakening. And so that's when you wake up and you realize you've been in the matrix, you've been in the box, and there's so much more beyond what you personally have been told was the world or could see. And you start to open up and realize you want to get out of the box. And it's also realizing that you can manifest outside of the box. What you can create, what you can see, what you can experience goes way, way beyond the box. And then you start to develop this passion for exploring outside of the box. And so one of the first tips is to fully embrace this and realize sometimes people may just wake up. Sometimes people have a jarring experience, like a near-death experience that causes them to wake up. Some people come into this life fully awakened. So again, everyone's different. But the first thing is to fully embrace your awakening and just really pour some passion into it and realize that you are on the journey now. You are on the magical mystery tour. And anything you want to call in and create that will arise as you connect with your higher self and allow them to bring in doorways for your ascension, that's all possible now. And another tip is you have to be prepared for a complete transformation in your life. So if you're really going to embrace this ascension process and really take it on, the things that are not of the higher level that you're meant to go to are going to go away. And so you can't complain when you've signed up with God Goddess to be on this journey and then complain on the journey that they take you on. You have to really fully embrace and know that your life's going to go through a complete transformation. And then another tip is to be aware that you are a multidimensional being and that we are all one, and really start to experience yourself on many, many different levels and start to know that that is who you are. You are not just this human suit. One other key is to start to really embrace nature as a spiritual teacher and as an energizer and a healer, and go into nature frequently and really ground with her, ground into the earth, connect with the plants, connect with the animals, and let them speak to you and really heal you and energize you. They can actually give you so much energy and recharge your system. So be with nature a lot. And then cultivate an ongoing daily spiritual practice. So I know for me, I would start a meditation, and then it's like after a couple of months, I do it every day. After a couple of months, kind of it slip away. When you're on the ascension path, you really have to tune in every day and get that connection with your higher self and download the energies and the frequencies and the understandings. So that's really important. Whatever it is, cultivate an ongoing daily meditation practice. And then this is really key. I'm sure you've all heard this. Take ongoing steps all the time to raise your vibration. That is how we activate to the next level. And you'll see when your vibration is high and you do something, either you talk to someone that isn't good for you, you eat something that's not good for you, you start to have negative thoughts, your energy will go down. So start to be really clear how you can raise your energy to the next level and keep it up there, which doesn't mean you're not allowed to have human experiences and go through what you need to go through and go through emotions or disappointments. But know that the point is to stay up in the higher vibrations and keep going up and up. And be open to downloads and visions, because you're going to start to open up all your upper chakras and you're going to get guidance from your higher self, from your guides, from the galactics. So be open to this and have this a part of your normal life. Another thing, this is a big one, master fears, practice non-attachment, and develop trust in your higher self. So those are all important things. Know that on the path, as you see that deep crevasse that you have to go through, that you have to fly over, just know that you are going to be developing your superpowers, and you have come to that crevasse because it's supposed to teach you something. And so don't get into the fear and the mini self, but really master your fears and go for it. And a really important thing is develop and sustain complete self-love. That's such a key to ascension, because if you don't recognize and empower the divine within you and have that be your core truth, you're not going to be able to go forward in the ascension process. Self-love is knowing that you are divine. It has nothing to do with ego. It's having the divine embody you. And then the bottom line for everything is to cultivate unconditional love for everything at all times, to live in the love frequency. That's really the bottom line of the ascended process and for living in fifth dimensional reality. Again, there's many more that can go through, but I'm going to go through a couple more tips. And again, I'm going to be doing workshops on all of this because so much of this process is really deep work. So the second one is transmutation. And so that is embracing the alchemical transformation of you and your life. And I really mean an alchemical process within your body. And this is when you're ready for the deep inner work to really dive into your ascension process. And it's being guided by your higher self. So really use your higher self as a key. So some of the tips in here is to extract your energy and your consciousness from the global matrix program. See it as a lot of the spiritual teachings have you cultivate the observer. You could observe it and you can witness it and know it, but that is not you. That is not where you live in your higher being. So you can be the human in the 3D reality. Don't just be limited to that. Learn how to completely master your energy, master your thoughts, conditions, energy flow, because everything is energy. And that's what you'll be using. It's not just this limited 3D, but we are living in energy that is just operating on different forms of frequency. Start to treat yourself at a very high level. Start to work with all your bodies, especially your physical body. Eat high level, high vibe foods. Breathe. Do all sorts of health programs. You want to keep up leveling your physical body so it can really host another level of all your other bodies happening here. And a really important part of this process is to undertake your shadow work and really work with your core traumas. Because if you are continuing to get subverted by your core traumas, like when you start to move forward, but your core trauma of not being loved or whatever it is holding you back until you heal that part of you, you can't really move forward because it can't keep hooking you and pulling you down. And that is such a huge thing that's happening on the planet now. As you know, trauma work is one of the biggest things on the planet now with everyone, because everyone is going through this. So that's really, really core. And heal your core limiting beliefs, because we are going into superpowerdom. And if you think you cannot manifest or have total abundance or have everything that you're meant to do to operate on a whole new level, that's not going to work. So, and again, all these steps are just will come up in your life. A teacher will come into your life and you'll start to do that process. So the other thing is develop your intuition. Now, intuition is a core part of who we are. Of course, in this current 3D life, we're not taught that, but I think everyone on this program knows that clearly. So it's really a time to develop your core intuition as a guidance system and allow yourself to open up to all sorts of psychic abilities that you can have now. Another important thing is to recognize the depth of relationship with your soul family and really bring in your soul family and develop those relationships. Another very important thing is to tune into the solar and galactic energetic transmissions that are happening now. There are all sorts of waves of energetic transmissions designed to activate you to next levels. So be aware of these portals and transitions and eclipses and use them to move forward. Another important thing is to develop relationships with your guides, with your ascended masters, with your inner team, with your galactic family. This is the time to be aware of all our multidimensional relationships and start to get their support and utilize them. And again, love is still the bottom line. So start to live in a frequency of love all the time, no matter what, no matter if someone messes with you, cultivate that frequency of love, and from there, learn how to act forward. So that was section number 2. And again, we're going fast here because I'm just giving you a sprinkling of all this so that you can understand it and then go to the Ascension tips. And then we're going to do some workshops with Portal to Ascension eventually and go deeper into this. So the next one that's happening now for so many people is embodiment of the ascension process. So what we're talking with ascension is not ascending out of our body, is bringing these principles and this ascension process into the core of your being and being this ascended being on the process. And I want to make clear, we're talking about the organic ascension of Mother Earth. There's other timelines happening now where AI is coming in and saying, well, you can take this technology and create a superhuman being. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the organic ascension where you ascend from the core of your being. So that's a whole other topic, and I want to be really clear with that. So one of the very important things is living in the now. And we've all heard this, but this is really true. The ascended process is taking the power of now and living in that power. Another part of it is body regeneration. You can actually reverse your energy. When you start to live at the higher dimensional frequencies and the higher vibrations, we're not going to keep disintegrating and aging. We're going to keep regenerating and getting more. So start to tune in and learn how that works for you. Another very important part is living in the portal of your heart. The portal of your heart is the doorway to fifth dimensional reality. So that is what is going to be your doorway into the fifth dimensional reality. So learn how to open your heart and live from your heart. And learn how to live in fifth dimensional reality. In the embodiment stage, we're going to start to live more and more in fifth dimensional reality. So start to understand the difference between the 3D and the 5D and learn how to stay in the 5D more and more. And this is a time to totally develop your superpowers, your extrasensory abilities, maybe telekinesis, maybe how to travel to other dimensions, all of that. This is when you start to learn that in the embodiment stage. And you can utilize full power of manifestation. In earlier stages, you're starting to learn how to manifest, but now we really start to come in. When you start to think it and intend it, it shows up. It may look like synchronicity, but this is your power of manifestation, which is fully available in the ascended place within you. And this all happens when you activate your light body and your Merkaba Taurus. So this is a whole training that instead of just the human suit, you are living and activating and developing your light body, which helps you to expand and travel, astral travel, and experience the higher states. And in all this, you have to realize that we are in service to humanity, not just the self. We are expanding and developing our superpowers, but it's all to serve the whole that we're doing, that we're working with. And we are becoming a divine human in the new earth. And we are going to build the new earth together. So that is the next stage. And I'm just going to spend a few minutes on the divine human in the new earth. So the new earth, this has been predicted by so many different religions. People have called it the golden age, the Kali Yuga, the age of Aquarius, the second coming of Christ, the warriors of the rainbow prophecy. And it was described by the Mayans when we directly go into the photon band, and the central sun of Sun Alcyon is there. And that's what the Earth is now beginning to experience. So we are moving into that. And this cycle happened in Lemuria and Atlantis, but humanity was not able to sustain it. So we really have an opportunity now to shift into this planetary ascension and retain this new Earth consciousness, this new Earth reality. So again, I'm just going to offer a few things of what the new Earth is going to be like. And again, this has come through my downloads, and I've confirmed this with major Ascension teachers. So this is what people generally think is going to happen. We are going to consistently live and experience in what we're calling now the awakened state, the Christ consciousness, the frequency of love, where we experience all as one, where we call now fifth dimensional reality. And our bodies are going to be much less dense form, and we're going to exist at a much higher frequency. And the bodies are going to self-generate through life force and through a flow of light frequencies. We are going to have memories of all our past lives, future lives, and alternative lives. Haven't you thought it was a little bit strange that we'd come into life and we didn't know who we are, where we came from, why we were going there? In the fifth dimensional reality, we're going to have access to all ourselves and all our memories. And so that's going to be so much easier to work with. We're going to be able to instantly manifest. So you have to be powerful beings in a right way to be able to call and instantly manifest. We are all going to communicate telepathically, and that's going to be instant. So obviously you can't bullshit people. People have to live from their authenticity and honestly. That's just going to be the way it is. We are going to know that time's not linear, and we are going to experience all time existing simultaneously and be able to live with time in whole other ways. We're not going to work with money because we can instantly manifest. We don't need that thing where, the guys on the pyramid at the top have all the money. Money's going to be based on what you contribute and how you work with, or the concept of money. But everyone's going to be supported, and it's going to be more about living your divine mission and what you came here to contribute. We are going to experience a renaissance of all the arts, just like has happened on the earth. When you're not having to slave away to just survive, the arts are the most important thing. The creativity, what you can manifest, what you can create is all going to be a part of it. And also we're going to have full awareness that the earth is not just the only thing happening in the planet. We're going to be in full awareness of all the other galactic civilizations that are with us. We're going to be members of the galactic support, and we're going to be in relationship and communication with all of that. And bottom line, love, compassion, peace, and harmony reign supreme. It's not going to be a concept that we have to go, hey, human collective, this is how we should live. This is how we are going to live. This is part of the golden age. Again, there are 22 tips, at least at this point in this version of the Ascension tips. So I invite you to download them and read all the other tips, and we will be having workshops through Portal to Ascension and other things, so we can really go into these tips and all the other tips and really embrace them. And again, this is your process. So whatever you do, however you get there, whatever your journey is totally perfect. We're just all on it together, and we're all helping each other these times. And we're all really blessed to be on the planet at this time. There are so many souls that wanted to be here during this time where we all could ascend, and we all made it. So it's great. And we're finding each other as Soul Tribe on these incredible programs like Portal to Ascension, like Soul Search, and myself, I run the Global Peace Tribe, as well as many, many other things. So if you do download the Ascension tips, I'll make you aware of all the other ways that you can participate with me and everything that we offer, and future Ascension workshops, so we can do this together. So again, I'll post the Ascension tips in the chat room. And I'm really happy to share this with you today, because again, this is one of the things that lights me up. It's really incredible. So thank you so much. And Love you so much.
Thank you so much, Deborah. That was amazing. And thank you for creating this incredible blueprint and guidebook for all of us to be able to start navigating this whole process we're going through in our own ways, which is amazing.
Definitely. I think a roadmap and just kind of knowing what's coming help us pull the templates forward so we can all work together on this and support each other, because this is a huge thing we took on in this lifetime, especially all of us that are here now, because we are here also to help all the other people that are currently waking up in mainstream America or wherever all over the world. So really important for us to be aware, join together, know where we're going and what's happening, and support each other during these times, and our neighbors and our friends and our family and all of that who are also going through the ascension process in their own way.
Exactly. And we had a question come in a little bit earlier before you came on, but I think it's a great question for you as well. Grace Yeager asked, silly question, what if you don't know what your gifts are? What would be your answer to that, Deborah?
Those will be revealed, because it's your passion. What would you do if you weren't paid any money and you would do all day? And that is the seed of your passion. And then if you just start exploring that, whether it's like being with children and helping teaching children, and you just love being with children, well, maybe you're supposed to birth a whole new cosmology to help the indigo children's evolve to a whole next level, which we don't have in this culture yet, is really being there for the children. Or, maybe it's even singing, and you love to sing, but you just never thought, and you call what your passion is, because your divine gifts are here. And when you live them, they give you so much energy. They give you juju, they give you happiness. So whatever you do, that is what you love to do. Just follow those breadcrumbs, and then you'll start to see, oh, I can do this. And you start maybe just volunteering, doing some things that you really love, and then it becomes part of your life. And then, just like me and Tangela, you create businesses out of it, or you just follow it. And it's really a joy when you do that. And, when we get farther down the road of the ascension process, it'll be really obvious what everyone's divine mission is, and because they'll all be on track to it. So follow your passion. Yeah.
And you are such an example of following your passion and just creating worlds and worlds and worlds and worlds. And thank you for being such an amazing, sacred collaborator, soul sister, and inspiration. And just, for everyone here, as you guys know, as you just heard, Deborah is such a powerhouse, but she has been a powerhouse in this industry, from the very beginning. Thanks for paving the way for all of us, Deborah. So excited.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pleasure to work with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love your ascension tips, because for me, seeing them is like, oh, I'm doing that well. Ooh, I could do better on that one. Like, it's really helpful as like a roadmap to coming to the next level. So thank you for putting that out for all of us. We're really grateful.
Totally. And they are going to evolve, because their ascension process is evolving. So I will be publishing a book next year that will have paragraphs on all the ascension tips. It will have resources. So if you're working with the process of forgiveness, here's a course or a teacher that teaches about forgiveness. And some of the top ascension teachers, which I'm all connected with, who I love, will have articles in there. So it'll be kind of networking and supporting all of that. So, and I invite comments, because this is all evolving. If you see something that's not included, or if you have a question, you can email me, and because I'm going to keep evolving the next version of the ascension tips.
Thank you so much for tuning into this podcast. This is Neil, founder of Portal to Ascension, and just closing out this podcast here and letting you know that what you're experiencing are all types of presentations that we have on Portal to Ascension. Such a wide variety, different audio clips from conferences that we do, and then other interviews that we have also on our YouTube. And I want to take this moment here at the end and just talk to you about a few upcoming things with Portal to Ascension. We're really excited because 2023, we're really blasting off, and we have a few conferences. We have Portal to Ascension San Diego, April 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. We have Portal to Ascension Glastonbury in the UK. Hope to see some of you there. That's August 11th, 12th, and 13th of next year. And then, or 2023 if you're listening to it now. And then we're also taking a tour of people to Egypt, guys. And we're going to go from September 7th. We're going to have the Hertax with us, JJ and Desiree Hertax, like you might have experienced on that channel. Joan of Angels is going to be with us, and also Alan Steinfeld. And actually, I have Joan of Angels here with me right now, so I'm going to just hand it over to her and get your input, Joan, on what we're going to be experiencing, your excitement, and all of that.
So this is a critical time in our history on the planet, and 2023 is this reawakening of it's just our reawakening of our spirituality and our transformation along this ascension timeline. So these events are designed to really awaken you, to really bring you to remember who you are, why you're here, your galactic origins, the power, the personal power we have within us to shift into the planet that we really want at the most optimum of potential, to align our body, mind, and spirit to get there. So these, just to be together in person, activates forgotten memories, activates light codes, activates DNA, and most of all, activates your happiness cells, because the joy in coming together is just extraordinary. So we invite you to come and be with us in any of these events around the world. And even online, we try to create that same energetics. So we love you all, that we are creating a mystery school that goes around the planet and off planet.
Exactly, yes. And just a few websites for you. So firstly, of course, the main website, portaltoascension.org. We'll have everything there. You can sign up and get 1,000 plus, well, it's over 3,000 at this point, hours of free conscious content, like a streaming platform where you can browse and all of that. And then ascensionconference.com for Portal to Ascension San Diego, ascensionglastonbury.com for the Glastonbury conference, and then the Egypt tour is going to be on Portal to Ascension, or is on portaltoascension.org as well. So some beautiful, amazing experiences. We're really blasting off. It's time to get exponential. We've been exponential, but now the exponential curve is going even higher, because it's really time for us to remember who we are, tap in our true potential, and make some change on Earth that's creates betterment for everybody, right? And that's why we're doing what we do. That's why this podcast exists. So excited to see you guys there. AscensionConference.com and Portal to Ascension. Joan, any closing words?
Ascension Glastonbury. Yeah, we're all taking off together. This is the time for which we've been called, loves. Can't wait to see you there.
Love you all.